In tonight's game against the Phoenix Mercury, Caitlin Clark put up a stat line of 20 points, 13 assists, 5 rebounds, a steal, 2 blocks on 50% from the floor. Last game against Washington, she was down 21 in the fourth quarter, scored 15 points in that quarter to bring the team within one possession, put up a stat line of 29 points, 13 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 steals, 3 blocks on 50% shooting from the field and 56% shooting from 3. And I got people saying that she's not the rookie of the year. Man, this girl just might be the MVP of the league.
Whalen's a trigger in. Gets it to Moore. Moore will get it off. The shot is good. Game 3 belongs to Maya Moore and Minnesota.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy JP, Joe Paul, back in the building, man. Hope everybody's having a great day, a wonderful evening, all that good stuff, man. We are back with another. It's a Caitlin Clark update, man. I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of stuff going on in the W, mainly injuries. A lot of injuries going on in the W right now. Like Nafisa Collier is hurt, Diana Taurasi's hurt, Brittany Griner got hurt in today's game. There's a lot of injuries going on in the W, but the Rookie of the Year discussion is something that's been super hot and on everybody's mind, really for like a lot more in the last 2 weeks or so. But this video is not about the Rookie of the Year, because this is not a rookie. This is not a video where I'm going to be, creating a case why Caitlin Clark is the Rookie of the Year. If you don't think Caitlin Clark's the Rookie of the Year, bro, I don't give a damn at this point. It's entirely on you. You've seen the same things that I have seen, and you have somehow come to the conclusion that somebody else is the Rookie of the Year. Hey, bro, I can't make up your mind for you. You want to be wrong? You can be as wrong as you want, bro. But Caitlin Clark, man, the game is really slowing down for this girl at a very insane level. So I think that it's safe to assume that a lot of the people who stop by this channel to listen to what I have to say are fans of basketball. If you're a fan of the WNBA, I'm not even going to make that comparison, but I was going to say that you're probably a fan of the NBA also. But my NBA fans will understand this. But there was a rookie this year in the NBA. His name was Victor Wembanyama. He's a 7'4" center out of France. You know what I'm saying? Coming out, he was a very raw prospect. People saw the potential that he had if his skills finally got honed, if he was able to get a year in the NBA and actually focus. And everybody thought that year 2 for Wemby was going to be his big entrance onto the league. But quiet as kept, he had there was a game somewhere in the middle of the season where he kind of just flipped. You know what I'm saying? In the month of January specifically, he really flipped a switch. He became a different kind of monster. The game, you could tell the game slowed down for him, and he was able to see, where he can get his shots on the court and where he could be effective. The exact same thing is happening for Caitlin Clark right now. In that first half of the season, Caitlin Clark was really struggling with turnovers, really struggling with the physicality of the league. She didn't know how she could play defense. She wasn't sure how she was able to get to her spots on offense. But listen, since the second half of the season, really since that game against, I think it was the game against, really very much since the game against the Phoenix, the very first game against the Phoenix Mercury, because they played against them also tonight, Caitlin Clark has been on one. You know what I'm saying? In the last 5, Caitlin Clark has given you numbers of 19.2 points per game, 10.4 assists per game, 7.4 rebounds per game on 41% from the floor. She's shooting 20% from 3. Got to get that up. But 1.8 steals per game, a block per game, and she's had 5 straight double-doubles. And in a year where double-doubles are probably going to get somebody the Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark has had a points, assist, double-double for the last 5 games in a row. And in one of the games, she against the best team in the league, no less, she had a triple-double, the first triple-double in WNBA history by a rookie. At some point, the game has slowed down for Caitlin, and if you watch that game against Phoenix tonight, you can really just see exactly what I'm talking about. She was wheeling and dealing. This was probably one of the main times where I've actually sat down, watched the Caitlin Clark game, and been like, oh my God, that's Steve Nash. What she was doing in the open court today, she would get into the open court and she would do, crossovers and behind the backs where you think that she's just having fun. She's going there playing circus ball, just messing around. But at the end of it, she drops a pinpoint perfect pass for somebody where they can get an easy layup. You know what I'm saying? She had 13 assists again today. I believe that's her 3rd or 4th time this year she's had 13 assists. She had an opportunity to break the record for assists in a game in franchise history, but her teammates kind of missed a couple of shots down the stretch. It didn't even matter. It was just you can just see that the game for Caitlin is it's getting back to how it was in Iowa. You know what I'm saying? Her teammates are really understanding how she likes to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Aaliyah Boston has really, I think, transformed the entire team, because it looks like she has the fault in it, and she understands that Caitlin Clark is really she's good enough to get us where we want to go. All we need to do is put her in positions where she's able to do her thing, and we're all going to eat from it. because ever since Aaliyah Boston really like got back into being who she was as that Rookie of the Year last season, the Indiana Fever offense has taken off. You know what I'm saying? Kelsey Mitchell is getting super easy looks. If you look at today's game, I believe she finishes with almost 30 points. I think she had 28 points. But if you watch the game, she was getting wide open threes, wide open backdoor cut layups. She was out there just playing like an incredibly efficient, it looked like an incredibly easy style of basketball because all the gravity is just directed towards Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. All of it's directed mainly towards Caitlin Clark. Once Caitlin has the ball up top and she gets that screen, they're gonna trap that. Immediately once she passes the ball to Aaliyah Boston, I think that's the best action in all of women's basketball. That pick and roll with Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston in the middle of the floor because they're both so smart with the ball in their hands that they can get the ball to the many shooters they have on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? They have a Lexi Hall, they have a Katie Lou, they have Kelsey Mitchell, Erica Wheeler will knock down in three, Melissa Smith will knock down in three. Hell, Aaliyah Boston has and Aaliyah Boston's mid-range game is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's the perfect player to really pair alongside Caitlin Clark. And I think that also, in addition to another player that's just perfect to pair with Caitlin Clark, is Lexi Hull. Lexi Hull understands her role on this team to a T. My job is to knock down open shots, play great defense, and get the ball to Caitlin. And she does that at a great level. She gets the ball to Caitlin and she runs her lane. She might not get the ball for the next 5 possessions. She might not get a shot for the next 10 possessions. But she's going to play strong. She's going to, every single time, she's going to put her body on the line playing defense. She's going to grab rebounds. She's going to get in the passing lanes and just muck things up. And that just makes it so much easier for everybody around her. So shout out to Lexi Hull. She definitely deserves some credit for her contributions this season. And yeah, Caitlin's also just like shutting down narratives, bro. This whole narrative about Caitlin Clark not being a great defender, bro, we got to dead that. You know what I'm saying? The girl is averaging a steal and a half, 1.8 steals per game in her last 5. She's averaging a block per game as a guard in her last 5. You know what I'm saying? The game against Washington I talked about in the beginning, she had 3 blocks. You know what I'm saying? She was 2 blocks away from having the I think would have been the second play. She would have been the second player to have a 5x5 in WNBA history. Like, listen, like I was saying, bro, the Rookie of the Year race is not Caitlin's battle. That ship has sailed. I think that, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to the end of the season, if Caitlin Clark does not win this award, it's going to be a criminally ugly stain on the legacy of the WNBA. Because regardless of what happens to her with the rest of this season, next season and the seasons coming forward, she's going to be the best player in the league. You can, like, listen, and actually maybe no, she's going to be the best decision making, the best player with the ball in her hands in this entire league. I gotta say, maybe even better than Angel when it comes to just her overall impact on the floor. Like, she's doing it, man. She's doing it. And if you're somebody who's not believing now, like Ja Morant said, you got to just stay on that side, bro. You're going to be on that side forever. It's not wrong with being on the wrong side of history. Somebody has to be there, but it ain't going to be me. It ain't going to be me. So if anybody want to be mad, you know what I'm saying, I'm rocking the Caitlin Clark shirt and all that, hey, bro, I'm on the right side of history. So listen, man, shout out to Caitlin. That's all I got, man. This ain't gonna be a crazy long video. Oh, actually, no. It's not all I have. Another thing that Caitlin Clark's play is bringing up is is making me think back to the Team USA decision, and I think that her recent play is really making that decision to keep her off that team a bad decision. Now, I'm somebody who publicly said many times I don't want Caitlin to be on Team USA. I thought that, you know what I'm saying, the fact that she's played basketball nonstop since I believe it was November or October of last year, it's nice for her to get that month off to just recuperate, be a regular person for a month, and come back with, you know what I'm saying, because when they come back, they're going to be in the middle of a playoff push. You know what I'm saying? I think right now they took the 7th place away from the Sky with their win today, and yeah, but they're gonna come back and they're gonna need all of Caitlin Clark if they want to make the playoffs and actually make a little bit of noise. So I don't want Caitlin to be on the Olympic team, but her recent play and with all the injuries that's going on around Team USA, it just has you kind of thinking, is she somebody that should have been on the original release of this roster? You know what I'm saying? You saw her go up against Diana Taurasi and play against Kai Copper and Brittany Griner a couple of weeks ago, and she comes and she almost gives you the first triple-double in WNBA history. You see her go up against Sabrina Ionesco and Breanna Stewart in the Liberty, and she drops the first triple-double in WNBA history by a rookie, comes back from double digits in the second half and wins that game. it's just she's making those decision makers for Team USA look real sketchy, bro. Look real sketchy. And on top of the fact that Arike Agumbawale came out and she said that Team USA's whole selection for creating creating the roster or putting the pool together for who plays for Team USA is kind of bizarre and kind of weird. Also, it just has me kind of thinking like, do they know what they're doing over there in Team USA? Like for real, like, or is it just the fact that Team USA has like so much talent overall compared to the rest of the world that it doesn't really matter who they put out there? Because I think that anybody with working eyes, regardless of what you want to talk about, whether it be integrity of the game, this player deserves it more, blah blah blah. It's an L to not have Caitlin Clark on this Olympic team, because this is somebody that you want to be in Paris. You know what I'm saying? Even if she's only going to play 10 to 15 minutes a game, you want her to be there to just further push the brand for the game, because she's the face of it. She's the face of it, and there's no denying it. So now that's all I got for this video, man. Make sure you guys leave a like. Make sure you guys leave a comment. Hey, man, if you're watching this video and I'm still at 99 subscribers, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Get me to 100. But that's all I got, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace and love, family. Deuces.